Hi, welcome to Seed Pod Yoga. Today, this class is going to be a lower back reset. So if you kind of have a cranky lower back, we'll activate those muscles and then stretch them out. And hopefully, when you're done, you'll feel a whole lot better. Let's start in child's pose. So just come to your mat and let your big toes touch. Your knees go pretty wide. Sit your hips back towards your heels. You don't have to touch your heels. Just come back towards your heels and fold forward over your legs. If it touches the floor, bring your forehead to the floor. If you have a hard time getting your forehead to the floor, you can stack fists to find a place to rest your forehead, or grab a block. And I guess before we get going too far into this class, we will use a block if you have one. You can still do this class if you don't have a yoga block, but we'll use this. So if you have one, find it. And then come down into your child's pose. And really settle down your breath. You can rock your forehead from side to side. But start to bring your awareness to your breath and deepen your breath. So while you're folded here on the privacy of yourself, just take a minute to really anchor yourself here. And just let any busyness in your mind just pour out of your forehead into the floor. And turn on your ujjayi breath. So slight constriction in the back of your throat so you hear ocean-like sound as you breathe in and out your nose. Your lips are just gently sealed. And use your breath to really expand through your lower back. Massage your belly and those sore muscles there in your lower back. See if you can make your inhale and your exhale of equal length. So maybe a count of 4 as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your shoulders are just relaxed. Your hands are relaxed in front of you. And then gently walk your hands over to your left and get a nice big stretch through your right side. Take a breath in and breath out. And come back through center and find that same thing on the other side. So just walk your hands over to your right, stretch long through your left fingers. And come back through center. Look up and just slide yourself all the way onto your belly. So come onto your belly on your mat. And your legs are long, but tuck your toes under. Bring your legs together and squeeze your knees. So really activate through your legs. So your toes are tucked, so your knees are kind of up off the floor. You can bring your forehead to the floor, but squeeze your knees and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Okay, so squeeze active through your legs and lift your heart just a little bit and see if you can feel like you're wiggling your rib cage away from your hips. Keep that activation through your legs. Push into your hands, lift a little bit higher, and then feel like you're pulling your hands back towards your hips. Pull your heart forward. And then don't let there be any wrinkles in the back of your neck. Keep squeezing your legs. And then lower down. Just bring one cheek to the mat. Relax your shoulders. So we're just going to activate those muscles in your back body to let them have some space to release. Bring your forehead back to the floor. Squeeze your knees toward each other. Have your toes tucked. Really activate through your legs. Push into your hands. Lift up. Pull your rib cage away. And then hover your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep squeezing your legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift up a little bit higher. And then lower down. Bring your other cheek to the mat. You can relax your legs. Relax your shoulders. And then bring your forehead back to the floor. Squeeze through your legs. Just pinch your knees together. Feel like you're wiggling your rib cage away from your hips. Push into your hands. Lift up. So we're not lifting high here. Keep your elbows in towards your body. Pull your palms back towards your hips. Lengthen like you're pulling your heart forward. Squeeze those knees. Then lift your hands. Lift a little bit higher. And then lower down. Relax your legs and push the tops of your feet into the mat. And feel like you're pushing all 10 toes. Really actively push your tops of your feet into your mat. And then walk your fingers, your arms forward and come onto spider tip fingers way forward in front of you. Kind of push down into your pubic bone, push down into the tops of your feet. And inhale, lift yourself up. And just a baby cobra on those spider tip fingers. And then lower down. Slide your hands in about 6 inches closer, 8 inches maybe. Push down into your fingertips, push down into the tops of your feet, push down into your pubic bone. Lift up. Reach that rib cage away from you, away from your hips, and then lower. Bring your spider tip fingers about as wide, maybe a little bit wider than your mat. Okay, so you're still on your spider tip fingers. And then take your shoulders, really plug them into your upper arm bones. Or plug your upper arm bones into your shoulders. Push into your feet and lift up. And then lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and just push yourself up into a tabletop. And we'll go through a few rounds of cat and cow. As you inhale, lift your shoulders, lift your sitting bones, lift your gaze, and exhale, tuck your chin and around. Inhale up, and exhale, tuck and around. If you have your block, I want you to grab your block and stick it between your inner thighs. So you're squeezing this block, like put it up as far up as you can, and just keep going through your cat and cow. But you're really activating in through your thighs, and this can help release your psoas muscle that goes from your inner thigh to your lower back. So squeeze this as you inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. Inhale and exhale. But keep that activation in your inner thighs. If you don't have a block, just keep going through your cat and cow. Let's do one more round. And then just find a neutral spine, but keep your block there if you have it. And then just find some shoulder circles. So feel like you're shrugging your shoulders up and back. And then the other way. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. We're just going to come up to stand at the back of the mat. But keep that block between your thighs. And now you're in a forward fold with the block between your thighs. Feel like you're pushing this block behind you, squeezing it with your inner thighs. Find some length in your long, straight spine. So if the floor seems too far away, just bring your hands to your shins or thighs. but really fold with a flat back. You can grab opposite elbows with your hands and just kind of hang here. And keep engagement into that block. And stay connected to that Ujjayi breath. And then release your hands. You're going to remove your block and just set it right kind of behind where your feet are. Step your feet about mat distance apart and turn your toes out, your heels in, and then squat down for a malasana, but you're just going to sit right on your block. Okay, so now we're in a squat. If you don't have a block, you could find a stack of pillows to sit on, or just do a squat without sitting on your block. And then reach your arms out in front of you and around here. Breathe big into that kidney space of your lower back. Just really fill that space with your breath. And walk your hands over to your right. So your right armpit's kind of toward your right inner knee. And just lift your left arm up for a twist. And then bring it down. And come over to the other side. Your left hand out, so your left armpit's kind of in that left inner knee. And inhale your right arm up for a twist. And lower it down. Come back forward. Just find another. Lower, and then walk your hands back in. Just lift your hips, parallel your feet. And move your block out of the way. Bring your hands to your hips with an exhale, and inhale, flat back all the way up to standing. And then take a wide stance on your mat. So about a leg's distance apart. And then take your right toes, turn them to the right, and your left toes dial in just a little bit, and bend that right knee into warrior two. Make sure you can see your right big toe. And inhale, reach your arms out. And then just from here, kind of bend your left knee and feel like we did with that squeezing of the block of the inner thighs, turn your inner thighs down and back away from you. Kind of feel like you're sticking your bum out. And then knit your lower ribs together and straighten that leg back out. Find side angle pose, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm long. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can bring that right hand down inside that right foot. Then inhale, bring yourself back up to your warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Parallel your feet and just go to the other side. So left toes to the left. We've got a line from your left heel to your right arch. Sink down into your warrior two. Your gaze is out over those left fingertips. Make sure you can see your left big toe. And again, bend that knee. Find that inner rotation of the thighs. And then you can straighten your leg. Knit your lower ribs together. And then find side angle pose, left forearm to left thigh. Reach. And so start here, even if you can go to that deeper place. Just start here. And then you can bring your left hand to the floor and reach long. Feel like you're turning your left ribs toward the ceiling. And inhale up to your warrior two. Straighten that left leg and then bring your feet toward each other. And now heels in, toes out. Bend in. So now we're in a high squat. Just bring your hands to your thighs here. And with an exhale, drop your left shoulder in. Inhale, exhale, right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale, left shoulder. Inhale up, exhale, right shoulder. Inhale up, and now find some cat and cow movement here. So exhale and round, tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin, and then inhale, push your bum behind you, lift your heart, your gaze. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch. And then just find a neutral spine and inhale yourself all the way up to standing. Parallel your feet. So the pinky toe edges are parallel with the short edges of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze the beach ball behind your back with your elbows. And then fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. You can bring your hands to the floor or to a block if you need that. And then from here, you can bring your hands back behind your sacrum and interlace your hands. And then just lift your arms over your head for a shoulder opener. Release your hands. Bring your hands to your hips with an exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing. And then just toe heel your feet till you just come to standing in the center of your mat. And from here, come just to the top of your mat and step mat distance apart. Again, we'll come into that low squat just for a minute. Bring your toes out, heels in, and then sit down. You can bring your elbows to your inner knees or just bring your hands to the floor. And then from here, bring your seat to the floor. You can bring your hands to behind you if you need that help. And then we'll move into Navasana, boat pose. Grab the backs of your thighs, lift your heart, lift your legs, look at your toes, and then you might release the backs of your thighs. Maybe reach your legs up higher, lift your heart toward those toes, and then lower down. Keep breathing. Lower slowly till your heels and your shoulder blades hover. Keep breathing. And then lower all the way down. Center yourself on your mat. And then bend your knees. Just adjust your back onto the mat. And then bring both legs up toward the ceiling. And we're just going to lower our legs slowly to a count of 10. So find a natural curve in your lower back and knit your lower ribs together. And ready, start lowering. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't touch the floor, just come close. And then inhale all the way up. Ready? Exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale all the way up. Bend your knees and give yourself a hug. Rock from side to side. And then bring your knees as wide as your armpits. And then open up and grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands for happy baby. And really pull your knees into your armpits. Push your tailbone toward the floor. Push your feet into your hands, pull your hands into your feet. And breathe here. So letting go of tension in our hips can really help our lower backs. And then release your legs, bring both feet to the floor. And hug your right knee into your chest. And if you have a strap, grab a strap or a belt or a tie or a towel and loop the ball or arch of your right foot. Hold on to your strap and then lengthen your right leg out. Find a little curve in your lower back, but drop your lower rib cage into the mat. Keep that right foot flexed and then relax your shoulders. So you're holding onto the strap. You do have to use some muscle energy here, but you're not gripping and bringing tension into your body. And if you can just find that natural curve in your lower back and be comfortable, you can straighten your left leg. If you find yourself really pushing your whole lower back into the mat when you straighten that left leg, then just keep it bent. Right, because this whole point of this practice is to baby your lower back. So just breathe here through your hamstring. And then take both straps in your right hand. Just turn your right toes to the right just a little bit. Bring your left hand to your left hip and then drop your right leg out to the right. Get a nice inner groin stretch. You don't want to feel this in your inner knee. So if you feel this in your inner knee, you need to back out a little bit. And bring that leg back up. Release your strap. Bring your right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. And then hug your left knee into your chest. Wrap that strap, towel, whatever it is that you have around the ball of that left foot. And flex your foot. Find that natural curve in your lower back. Push up through your left heel. And find a comfortable grip on your strap so you're not bringing tension into your shoulders. If you keep your natural curve in your lower back, then you can lengthen out that right leg. And then feel like you're pushing your thigh bone away from you and pushing your right heel up toward the ceiling. And then bring both straps into your left hand. Turn your left toes just gently to the left and bring your right hand to your right hip. This is just a reminder to tell your right hip to stay where it is. And then drop your left leg out to the left. Remember, keep your right hip anchored down. So if it pops up, if you start rolling, then you need to just roll back. We're working with our hips both planted on the mat. No pain on your inner knee. And then inhale up and release your right foot down. Bring both feet to the floor. And your feet are about hip distance apart. Just find some really gentle pelvic rocks here. So draw your pubic bone toward the floor and then tilt your tailbone under and lift your tailbone. And just really breathe naturally and connect your movement with your breath. It doesn't matter which movement is your inhale or exhale. But just rock your pubic bone down, rock your tailbone up. Just feel like you're massaging that sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine. That's the back of your pelvis. And then release. Just find a neutral spine. Bring your right knee into your chest and then cross your right ankle just underneath your left knee, or just on top of your left thigh, I guess that's a good way to say it. Flex your right foot and hold here. Bring your arms out to a T and drop this whole shape over to your left. And so your right foot will just stomp on the floor. And just a big, wide open twist. Look to your right. Focus on really making it longer from your right armpit to your right knee. And then come up to center. You can stay here if this feels like enough on your hips, or you can reach in between your little triangle and grab the back of your left thigh. Keep both feet flexed. Keep your left leg coming over the left part of your body. Push your tailbone toward the floor and your lower ribs sink into the floor. And find your breath feeling really nourishing. And release your hands and just take your right knee and really cross your right leg over your left. So your legs are totally crossed. And then you can hug your knees into your chest. And you could even bring your hands down closer to your ankles or to your feet here. So your legs are crossed and you're just hugging yourself here. So that Ujjayi breath is your anchor. Release your hands on your legs. Just uncross everything. Bring your feet to the floor. Find a few more of those pelvic rocks. So just pubic bone toward the floor. Tailbone lifts. Just go at your own pace. You don't have to do the same exact thing I am. Just connect it with your breath and do what feels good in your body. So use this to just really be aware of how you can find balance and notice the difference between your right side and your left here. And we'll work on evening that out. Bring your left knee into your chest and then cross that left ankle on top of your right thigh, just beneath your knee. And flex that left foot. Arms out to a T and drop your left foot over to the right. So now you've got a big twist through your whole, and you're really open through your whole left side. You can drop your gaze over to your left. Head up to center. Bring your legs back up. Keep them in the same arrangement. And you can stay here or reach through your little hole for the back of your right thigh. And then find your natural lower back curve. Drop all your ribs into the mat. Flex both feet. And really enjoy your breath. Release that leg and then find that deeper cross of your legs. So really snuggle that left leg on top of your right. And hug both knees into your chest. And if it feels like a good idea, you can reach down for ankles or tops of feet here. And then release. Uncross your legs. Bring your feet back down. Just do 2 or 3 pelvic rocks again. Here. And we'll find a bridge pose. Push down into your feet. Lift your hips. See if you can relax your glutes. And this doesn't need to be a big back bend, not your biggest back bend. Just lift. Keep your knees hip distance apart. And lower down. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. And then drop your right knee over to your left heel. Come up through center, left knee over to your right heel. Just windshield wiper your legs a few more times here. And then when you feel even, just move right into Shavasana. Wiggle yourself so you can be comfortable on your mat. And one thing that could be nice for your lower back here is if you could go over to your couch or something and just prop your legs. Just bend your knees and prop your legs up on the couch. That could be nice. Or you could put a rolled up blanket or bolster under your knees. Or you can just lay flat on your back. Let your feet go mat distance apart and your palms face up. Wiggle your shoulder blades as much as you need to get your arms comfortable. Just let yourself marinate here in this relaxed state. Really focus on relaxing your face. So let your forehead, skin be soft and smooth. And let your eyes fall back in their sockets. Your cheeks just gently soften down. Your jaw is completely relaxed. Your tongue just gently rest and bring the tip of your tongue to the top, right behind your two front teeth. And with every exhale, you just feel yourself sink deeper into your mat, more and more relaxed. You really feel that relaxation through your lower back. Sometimes the hardest pose of our practice is Shavasana. It's hard to give ourselves permission to be completely still. Just allow yourself to be still and completely relaxed here. And then take a deep, deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes. Maybe rock your head from side to side. Take a breath in, stretch your arms high above your head. Get really long. Find a bend in your knees and gently roll yourself over onto your favorite side. And take a few breaths in a fetal position. Just use your upper arm as a pillow. And then hold on to this relaxation. Push into your hands. Let your head hang heavy and come all the way up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. And when you get there, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let your spine feel tall. And just take a minute to notice how you feel. And let a sense of gratitude fill your heart. Thank you for this body, for this life. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.